what's up everybody? Welcome to Indie Comics Review. This is the show where I talk about a handful of books that I read in the last week or so, and I give you my opinions of what I think about them. If this is the kind of content you think you might be interested in, then be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. Now let's get started. First book this week is my favorite book of the week, and that's I can't remember the name of it. My favorite book, and it's Carmen. Carmen is written and illustrated by Guillaume March. I believe this is, he may have done some other books before. He's done lots of other books where he's just illustrated, but this time he's doing the writing and illustration works. Carmen is a book that some people might have to give a trigger warning in case you are sensitive to mentions of suicide or stories about suicide. So I just want to get that out of the way first. But it's an unconventional tale about what is apparently an angel, and it revolves around this girl named Catalina. And Catalina has always been friends with this boy named Zisco. And Zisco and Catalina go way back. I guess they have a relationship that goes deeper than just friends. And Zisco's a little bit of a playboy. He's got this other girl that's like sweating him, trying to get him to talk to her. But he keeps hanging out with Catalina. And we kind of come in the middle of this triangle here, and apparently it looks like Catalina may have taken the suicide route, and we're coming in early in the episode where and also March also hints that this could be a dream. If you read the early part of the book, and he's leaving his options open to this could be a supernatural or a celestial incident, or it could be actually a dream. Now the character of Carmen is quite interesting. She's either wearing a skeleton suit, or she's you can actually see her bones through her skin, whichever. It looks more like she's wearing like one of those skull and bones outfits that people wear at Halloween or something like that. So, and she's got this quirky sense of humor. Whereas, like in circumstances where it's probably totally inappropriate for a person that's committed suicide, but I guess nothing is off limits if you tell people what the subject matter is, I suppose, and it's all about the interpretation of it too. I personally don't think that he crosses the line or anything here. There's a lot of nudity in the book. Some people may be offended by that, but what it does is it kind of shows, I don't know, it could be a dream, it could be this girl's transition from this life into the next. That is not going to be fully revealed this issue. It's a continued story, of course, and I think it's something that really is so beautifully drawn, and the story is kind of quirky, and I like stuff like that. It may not be for sure it's not for everyone. Not to mention the suicide, but just the quirkiness of it all. But I think there's something that's just intriguing about this story, and I want to see what the resolution of it is going to be, and which direction they're going as far as what happens to this girl Catalina. And I want to know more about Carmen herself. I hope they reveal more about this character, because right now she's kind of one-dimensional, but she's kind of funny. She's she's not your typical angel. In fact, there's no mention of the word angel anywhere as far as the conversation between her and Catalina. But yeah, this is just there's a lot left to interpretation in this story. But I give Catalina, I should say Carmen, a thumbs up for this first issue. My only complaint with this issue, with this book, is that in some cases, the font and the word balloons are kind of, the font is kind of small inside the balloon and it's hard to read. I know some people have better eyesight than I do, but that could be, they could have made the balloons a little bigger, or could have made the type a little bit bigger inside the balloon. That was my only issue with the issue. But other than that, I'm down for Carmen. There's a couple different covers for this too. There's two very nice covers for this book, and yeah, Carmen is recommended by me for sure. The next book is Dark Hammer Visions, issue number 2. This is written by Jeff Johns and art by Scott Collins. Now, last issue of Black Hammer Visions was written by Patton Oswalt, and he did a great like mashup of the Golden Gale character from Black Hammer and the Ghost World girls from Dan Clowes. This issue, Johns does kind of a Tales from the Crypt, House of Mystery kind of a thing, where Madame Dragonfly is this crypt keeper, or this horror show host of this horror book, and it's complete with the dark and stormy night and all that jazz. It takes place on a dark and stormy night, where this what turns out to be a kidnapper is driving his nondescript white van, as all kidnappers drive, through the dark and stormy night. He's pulled over by the cops. Of course, they just let him slide because, you know, that's the way the cops do. They let the bad guys get away a lot of times. And at some point, the abductee gets away. The abductee starts running for his life, and we follow, you know, the horror chase of abductee being chased by the serial killer. And of course, the kidnappee comes upon this house in the woods, a la Evil Dead 2 kind of a deal. So after banging on the door, nobody answers. The kid breaks in. He breaks in and he finds these doors. Right, these doors are like 5 or 6 different doors with different symbols on the doors. And each door that he goes through, there's a different reality inside of them. There's different horrors and different types of menaces inside these horrors. And while he's going through these doors, the maniac is also chasing him. So this is pretty drama filled here. And the things inside the doors are also coming after him. So will he be caught? Will he be caught by the kidnapper? Will he be killed by the menaces inside the doors? I'm not going to tell. But there is a twist I did not see coming in this issue. Guys, Black Hammer Visions is turned out to be a good book too. A lot of these anthology series turn out to be kind of so-so. But so far, the first 2 issues of this book, I think it's a 4-issue limited series. The first 2 issues of this book has been pretty good. So yeah, there's definitely a thumbs up for Black Hammer Visions number 2 by Jeff Johns. Next book is Heavy, and this is from Vault Comics, and it's written by Max Bemis with art by Eric Donovan. In the same kind of in a similar vein, I would say, as Unconventional Angels. This book is in that vein as well. It follows this is the 5th issue here, actually. This is issue number 5, and this wraps up the first arc of the story, the volume 1 of Heavy. And it follows the travels of these guys, or these people, these former human beings who have been drafted into this force of like angel enforcers, and their job is to wreak vengeance on those who deserve vengeance, kind of like the enforcers of karma, more or less. And they go from dimension to dimension, to reality, and they just deal out this karmic vengeance as they see fit, or as their boss sees fit. the first one we're introduced to is Bill. Bill's kind of a schlub. He's kind of cool the way that they portray him. He's not this superhero looking guy. He's kind of like a chunky looking guy. He made some mistakes in his life, the way he died and everything. There's a whole story behind that. And in this particular story, Bill is being taken to meet God by his now partner, Slim. Now, Slim, as it turns out, was Bill's nemesis in life, and as the fates would have it, as karma would have it, Bill and Slim are now partners in eternity, dishing out karma to other people throughout time and reality. The first few issues were one dealt with Slim and his life. The second issue, issue number 2, where he appeared, was kind of like where the story really kicked off. Number 3, they talked about his wife, or they talked about Bill's wife, who is there's a problem with Bill's wife and Slim, and it's just, they talk about all those issues. So all these people were imperfect people. They had these problems, and it affected them even in the afterlife. In issue 4, they talked about their boss and the kind of things that she was into, and kind of operation they have going with this intergalactic enforcement agency. And this issue, it wraps up with Slim taking Bill to meet God by order of God. And when he shows up at I guess what would be heaven, maybe, the God is portrayed like this. It's like this kid. It's like this headphones listening to blunt smoking kid, just to throw off the stereotype of a septuagenarian who's just like with a long beard sitting on a throne throwing lightning bolts, just to throw your stereotype off. And God commands that Bill just do this. He relives this horrible night. He lives the most horrible night of his life, and we relive that night twice in the story, actually. And we learn a lot about Bill and a lot about some of the other characters. There's an interesting twist and turn at the end, and I won't go into that. But this first volume of Heavy, if you can probably check out if you want to wait for the trade. It may be out already because this issue came out a couple of weeks ago. But you can probably still get those issues, the single issues, if you can find them in your local comic shop. Heavy is one of those stories, one of those good stories that nobody is reading. So if you get a chance, pick up Heavy. The last book is not an indie comic book at all, but it's non-stop Spider-Man. I know I tease a little bit about this being a short attention span Spider-Man or whatever, but new Spider book, I thought I'd pay attention and just check it out, just for the heck of it. And I wasn't disappointed. This Spider-Man was like one of my favorite characters for a long, long time. And I won't go into the whole why I stopped reading it and all that stuff, but there were occurrences that I stopped reading Spider-Man. But I just thought I'd jump into this one to see what it's about. And it's kind of okay. It really is non-stop. I mean, the art by Carlos Pacheco, I think it is, and it's basically it's Spidey fighting this. He's trying to find out where these drugs came from that killed this student that normally was not a drug user or whatever. So it's not like an earth-shattering story, but it's a lot of action. It's a very busy pages. The eyes are, it keeps your eyes occupied, and it's moving just like it says, fast moving and all that stuff. It could be more heavy on the story in the first story. This is there are two. There's a backstory in here also. Actually, the real deal to me is the backstory in here, where they hint as to who the big bad is going to be in this series, and I hope that they go forward with that, because it's a classic villain, a Marvel villain. I won't spoil it either because the writer had a little blurb in the between stories saying he's not going to spoil it. So I won't spoil it until you pick up the issue. You can probably hear about it on the internet now, but if they go forward with this villain, and he came out pretty badass in the backup story, I'll give it another look. That's what I'm thinking about. I mean, I'm more interested in the backup story in non-stop Spider-Man than I am in just crazy action and Spidey, you know, jumping all over the place and things blowing up and landing on cars and all this stuff. You can do all that too, but give me a fast-moving plot that keeps me interested as well as, you know, just eye candy. Now, if they can merge the action of the first story and this interesting, well-written, revamped old character from the second story, then they got something. So we'll see what happens in issue number 2, Non-Stop Spider-Man. Make your own call with that, but I want to give it one more shot to see what it's about. So that is it, folks, for this Indie Comics review. If you do enjoy this type of content, don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notifications button so you know when I'm making another video. So until next week, I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.